Brown Buttabean Dave Letele. Thanks for your time, man.
No worries.
It's been a couple days, just a few days after your fight.
Yep.
And it's back in the gym.
Yeah, it's back.
Yeah. No days off?
I had Sunday off. You know, even God had a day off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was back in the gym on Monday and I pulled up pretty sore actually, so I probably shouldn't have come back on Monday. I've had a few sessions since the fight, because I've actually taken on another fight this Saturday, so you know, you've got to try and earn money, and I wasn't happy with that performance. You know, I won, you know, but I was a bit too close for my liking. I didn't do what I wanted to do, and you know, full credit to Bear for that as well. So I want to finish the year off on a better note and get another fight, and plus it's another payday, so yeah.
Before we go into the fight,
they're going to be alright.
What about outside here? Do you mind? Yeah, we'll close the door and just before we get into the fight, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling? Like, is your body okay? Because I mean, you did take quite a few blows, like, you know, full, like all the way from Waikato, land straight on the face, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I am sore.
Yeah.
My head's okay. My forearms are really sore. I blocked a lot of his punches with my forearms. Back of my neck was all bruised up. The boys thought I had hickeys all over my neck, but just bad bruises.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but yeah, I have pulled up sore, but you know, after a few trainings and just a good stretch, should be right. Yeah.
I see. Now about the fight, you know, there's a lot of people with their opinions. I was reading like the stuff that Claudelands said, and
yeah,
some people think it was a robbery. Did you get a chance to, you know, sort of sit down and watch the fight?
I've watched it. I can see, you know, why people would think that. I mean, it looked spectacular, the punches he was throwing, but it depends on who the judges are. You know, I've spoken to a lot of boxing officials, not officials as in they're judges, but boxing coaches, people in the boxing fraternity, and everyone I've spoken to said that it was a good fight, very close fight. It could have been a draw. But just because I was always the one coming forward, he threw a lot of haymakers, but then nothing in between.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was always coming forward. So it depends what the judge are looking for. If they're going on someone who's actually the aggressor, who's moving forward,
yeah,
then that's what they obviously looked at. I just won by 1 point on a split decision. That's why I'm not happy with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It could have been a draw, and I would have been even devastated. I could have lost, which would have been even worse. You know, so.
Do you think people are getting the wrong perception by just watching the highlights?
Exactly. I watched one of the highlights, and it was just all of him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I did a lot of stuff too, but I'm not taking anything away from him. He was really good. But you've got to watch the whole fight, and you've got to know what you're looking at as well. Exactly.
Because if you just watch the highlights, you straight away think, you know, Loni won the fight.
Yep.
Because the highlights they show just the blows. They just want to see the.
It was a boxing coach called, you know, one of the best in New Zealand, one of the best in the world, Lolo, texted me on Sunday morning because I was really down about it, you know, and he saw the Facebook post. And what he was saying for me to do was to watch the replay of the fight and turn the volume down so you can't hear the crowd reaction to all those big blows. When you do that, you get a different perspective of the fight, you know what I mean? Now, it was really close, and I didn't do what I wanted to do. It could have been a draw, but I was happy with the split decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, to be honest, when I went home and I watched the fight, I thought you won.
Yeah.
I thought the split decision was because if you look at the fighter he's almost a street fighter.
Yeah.
He was an unorthodox fighter, just throwing wild punches, right? And what I was impressed was I saw you make an adjustment.
Yeah.
Which was a very impressive thing to see. In the first round, he came slugging.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't have the luxury of watching his fights on tapes. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So you're just going in there, and you know, here we go.
Well, that's the nature of the beast of what we did, you know, the way I came out challenging people. It took me, you know, towards the end of the second round, I was starting to get a hang of him.
Yeah.
And the third and fourth, I thought I handled it. I definitely won those last 2 rounds. The second was the round really that got me the split decision, because that was the first round he won outright.
Yeah, because this is what he did. He had a good flurry in the first 15 seconds, and then in the last couple of seconds, he would come out swinging. Yeah. But you know what I mean? That just sort of robs the whole 3 minutes in between of the
It's boxing, you know, like you've got to box in between those flurries.
Exactly.
But, you know, I was happy with my performance, and you know, I copped a lot of flack. Geez, some people are taking it really personal, you know, on Facebook. It's just crazy, but you know what, they got to move on with their lives. I've moved on. I've got another fight this week, and hopefully, you know, we'll have a rematch with Bear to, you know, to give the people what they want, I guess.
But at the end of the day, did you feel people got their money's worth?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Money's worth with the whole card.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but our fight especially was you know, I think they got their money worth with that one because he was throwing a lot of bombs. I was trying to box, and I think I was stuck in no man's land for the first 2 rounds. I didn't know whether to box or to brawl. You know what I mean? So, but you know, we've come up with our game plan with Duco now is, you know, I'm there to go hard. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try and. It's good to have those boxing skills, but I want to every fight I want to just be in there, you know, just going hard and getting rid of people.
What I'm saying is, like, do you feel you have to live up to the image of the original Buttabean? You know, that give and take type of fighter.
There's a bit of pressure there to do that because, you know, like I'm paid to entertain. You know what I mean? I'm not. Duco have already got 3 awesome boxers with Butcher, Horn, and Parker. So they don't need another boxer. They need someone that's a brawler, and you know what I mean?
I mean, it's exciting. It definitely is, but. You know, those give and take sort of fighters, they don't really have long careers. Like,
yeah, I'm lucky. I started late, and I can take a shot. So, but it's saying that you don't want to take too many of those kind of shots to the head because, you know, they can mess you up later on.
Yeah.
Because
you know, like, do you feel your core fans want aggression? They want a brawl as opposed to
that's what my fans want. But they also I've also got the weight loss side of it as well. You know what I mean? A lot of my supporters don't necessarily follow boxing. That's what I bring to the cards as well. You know, people that won't necessarily book the event, but they book it because I'm on, and you know they're interested in the journey of my weight loss. You know, because losing 75 kilos is
Jesus Christ, that's,
you know, it's a big thing. You know, and people know how hard that is. People that are big like me know how hard that is. So that's what they're following, and they're just inspired by that.
Because that's a victory in itself.
Yeah.
You know, that's the winning with life, I guess. You started at 200 kgs this year?
210 kilos I started, so I'm sitting around 134, 135. So yeah, I'm really happy. You know, I've added years onto my life. I'll be able to be there for my kids later on in life. You know, so I was definitely a walk-in heart attack. So that's a whole nother side of the story. The journey is the weight loss thing. You know, and that's how I'm looking at, you know, making a career from that. You know, outside of boxing, trying to start personal training people next week and just trying to help people lose weight because I know what it's like. You know, I know what you can and can't do when you're big.
To me personally, you're an inspiration, right? It's just, it's inspiring to see a guy pick himself up, you know, lose the weight, go in there, stand to these guys that are slugging it out.
Yeah.
And just, do you feel like this year has been good for you? I mean,
yeah, it's been amazing, mate. You know, like you followed the journey. And, you know, only in February this year, you know, I was up to some bad stuff, you know what I mean? And my life was in the dumps, you know, and I was doing really bad things to earn money. And, you know, I've lost my family. You know, my missus and kids, they left me. And, you know, I'm trying to rebuild that with my kids. And that's why I give a lot of speeches to youth here at the gym and at other organisations to not only youth but people who are just stuck in a rut, you know, and lower socio-economic areas, you know, when it's hard, when you're stuck in somewhere, you don't, man, I can't get out of this, you know, this is my life, that's what it's going to be, you know. So I sort of offer that, you know, vision to people that, you know, you can pick yourself up from nothing, you know, and you know, so I've gone from nothing, having no money, well, I'm still struggling, but I know I've got a profile now, you know what I mean? That's, my life's so much better than what it was. Like, no one knew me. You know, back in February this year, I was unknown to only to my friends, you know. And now, you know, I walk down and people know me. So it's anything. You can do anything with hard work.
So this week you're fighting again. Quick turnaround, super quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of your opponent?
Yeah, the guy I'm fighting is we remember that fight out west we done?
West Auckland, yeah.
Yeah, when I fought John Lomu. So he was one of the finalists, and then John Lomu got the fight. So his name's Ayjay Sewer. Ayjay don't play Sewer. He's had a few fights, I think just as many as me, corporate fights. So he's turning pro for this one. Full credit to the guy for, you know, he volunteered to, once he found out I was looking for an opponent, he came out and said he wants to fight. He's been calling me out for ages. So yeah, it should be hopefully end the year on a good note.
I mean, you know, taking in the last fight, are you gonna sort of use, like, what are we gonna see from Buttabean?
I want to get rid of him. I want to end the year with confidence, you know. I want to do the things that I wanted to do in the last fight, but I just froze a bit. So I'll get everything right in my on the day of the fight, you know.
Are you gonna box more, and then if the knockout happens, it happens, or are you gonna look for it? The game plan is
straight away. I'll look for it straight away. Not necessarily the knockout, but I want to look to throw more punches. That's how I should put it. I'll look to throw a lot more punches, not just jab, you know. And by jabbing, I mean not just left and right. You know, I want to come with some hooks and, you know, work on the stuff that we've been working on for the whole camp to fight fair. So.
How many rounds is this fight going to be?
4 2s again.
4 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, 4 2-minute rounds.
Was the previous fight 3-minute rounds?
No,
or
no,
was it?
4 2s.
So that was 2 minutes as well. Yeah. So, and then, did you mention Paul Gallen at all in the previous post-fight interview? Is that still a possibility?
Still a possibility for next year. You know, my team's definitely looking at it. That we know people over in Australia as well who know him. So it was in the Queensland paper a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'd love to make that fight happen purely because, you know, it'll be good money. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I do it for. People that hate on me for fighting for money, I mean, what else am I going to do it for? You know, I did it to lose weight and to as a means to provide for my kids, you know what I mean? So I'm looking for the biggest opportunity to make money. Paul will be a hard fight. I didn't call him out after the fight because I didn't deserve to, you know. These people that call people out after losing or after having only an average fight, you know, I may play an arrogant character in Buttabean, but that's not really me, you know what I mean? So that's why I didn't do it after the fight, but they talked about it in the commentary and it's been in the papers and things like that. So hopefully next year, you know, you never know. I've got a minimum of 10 fights next year, so on big cards.
Yeah, because I read he got 4 wins and 3 by knockouts, so he's a pretty dangerous fighter. Yeah,
he'll be good. He'll test me as well. Yeah. I think he'll actually be easier than Bear because he's a boxer, so you know what to do. You know, these unpredictable guys are hard.
Exactly. And plus you got some tapes to watch, you know? Yeah, so you sort of know what to expect. Yeah. Because with Dave, how do you prepare for someone that's so unorthodox like him, just throwing wild shots? You know?
Yeah, it's hard. Like, you just try and prepare physically, you know, and just make sure. And you know, people forget that I've only started fighting in July this year, you know, so I still got heaps to learn. Once you've had a few fights, you can adapt pretty quick. It took me a while to adapt to him, you know.
Yeah, I think you mentioned in the post-fight interview that, you know, you were worrying about tickets. Your mind was not completely focused on the fight.
Yeah, look, I had just, you know, everything everyone goes through it as a fighter. You know, you're trying to cater to everyone else, and you know, I was still giving tickets out to my table at 6 o'clock and trying to, you know, waiting around and running around for other people, you know, and we got there late. You know, I only had 10 minutes warm up, and it was nearly time to go out. You know, I was getting my gloves on. I was getting my hands strapped and other guys were putting my boots on. That's how late we were running.
Whoa!
But, you know, those things happen. You know, it's my fault. You know, no excuses. So it's good to be able to not fight at your best and still win. You know.
I see. And what's one misconception about Buttabean?
I don't know. That he's an asshole.
do people mistake your confidence for arrogance?
Yeah, I mean, what they've got to remember is I'm trying to sell a fight. You know what I mean? That's what I have to offer Duco. I can't be humble and sell no tickets. You know what I mean? No matter what anyone says, humble doesn't sell me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's good for Joseph to be humble because he is humble. It's good for him to do that. But he's had a long, you know, amateur career and time to build up. You know what I mean? A following. He's got a huge following. They've had time for that. I don't have time. I'm 35 years old. You know what I mean? So I do what I got to do. There's a little bit of Buttabean in me, you know. That's why it's so easy to play. But you know, I'm very generous, and if anything, I'm kind to a fault. You know, anyone that asks me for stuff, I try and go my best. You know, in terms of if they want to come spar me, I'll spar. If they want to train with me, I'll let them come and train with us. You know, I'll do most things that people ask of me, you know, to a fault. So I think that's the biggest misconception, is that people can't see the difference between the Buttabean character and who I am.
Yeah.
But it doesn't worry me. You know what I mean? I know who I am, and my friends and family know who I am. I keep my circle really small now, so, you know, I don't need any hangers-on. You know, I've had all that in my past, so.
Personally, I love it. Yeah. I like it. It's raw, you know what I mean? It's...
Yeah, I mean, look, I like living, being able to say what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like through the Buttabean, I say what I want. I don't make stuff up, and you know, I just say what's on my mind. There's no filter.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm allowed to do it with Duco. You know what I mean? That's the whole character. Is you know, people ask me and I tell them my true opinion. You know, I don't try and sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, and it's a press conference. There's cameras around. I mean, people want to show, right?
Well, man, you know, look, I've had no, you know, really boxing background, but I get on the news every time there's, you know, a press conference or the fight's coming up. You know, I'm not going to get it if I'm just going out there and saying bland stuff. You know, it's different if you're established fighter. Do you know what I mean? Who's like Joseph or, you know, or Mark Hunt or any of these guys that are, you know, that are really humble. They're also awesome fighters. You know, I'm not an awesome fighter. You know what I mean? I'm getting there.
It's in the works.
Okay, you know what I mean?
It's that learning curve.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. But you know, I am awesome at talking shit. You know what I mean?
It's great.
Yeah. So that's what I'm awesome at, and that's what I do.
So how can people follow you, your fans, the Buttabeaners?
Yeah, the Buttabeaners. So I've got my Facebook page is Brown Buttabean now. What people say, let's spell it. Buttabean is B-U-T-T-A.
Exactly.
Butter, and then it's all one word. Butterbean. B-U-T-T-A-B-E-A-N. Or if you don't want any of the smack talk and all that sort of stuff, then you go to my motivation page, which is Buttabean Motivation. You just search that on Facebook and join the group. It's free, and I give all my tips out for free, all my dietary stuff, you know, because that's what a lot of people are interested in. So in about 3 weeks, we've had 400 members join, and they're all getting my daily stuff, you know, and other people as well are posting. So it's a support group for people, because it's hard trying to lose weight, you know, you get depressed a lot of the time.
I mean, I can understand it. You know, I try to lose a few pounds and stuff, and it's just so, you know, not eating, and your sugar's low, and you just feel frustrated all the time.
You feel that, and then, you know, you might have trained hard one week, you jump on the scales, you haven't lost any weight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that plays to your mind. And you go, oh, fuck, what's the point of training then? You know what I mean? I might as well just eat if I'm going to train hard and not lose any weight. So this group offers that support network. So people will post that kind of stuff, you know, they haven't lost weight, even though they train hard, and then we can jump in, you know, and it's, with our expertise, especially me, I try and jump in, and it's because I've been through all that, you know. Sometimes you won't lose weight on the scale, but you would have lost some measurements, so they don't always know to take measurements around your waist or around your chest and arms, you know what I mean? They don't think of that sort of stuff, because your body's, you know, it's going through a change. So sometimes it won't lose weight, but it's changing in other areas. So that's just educating people, and so they can keep on the grind and stay consistent and make, you know, turn their lives into a healthy lifestyle.
And at the day, results and motivation, right? I mean,
And it doesn't happen overnight. That's why I was at a health meeting. You know, I went and talked to some big guys last night in New Lynn. You know, I do all this for free, you know. I went in there and told them of my journey, and said, you just got to keep at it, be consistent, and one day, you know, I said, one day you'll wake up and it's there, it's all falling into place. Yeah, that's just being consistent.
What about an Instagram page at all?
Instagram, yep, so it's Brown_Buttabean. Yeah, Instagram, and Twitter's at Dave Letele, D-A-V-E-L-E-T-E-L-E.
I see. And a last message for your fans. I know there's a lot of haters out there, but...
Yeah, I'll just, thanks to all my supporters, all the Buttabeaners, you know. I appreciate them sticking up for me when all the haters are getting at me, and all the haters get a life, you know what I mean? Jeez, get over it, build a bridge and get over it. If not, come at me.
Come at me, bro. Anyway, thanks for letting me into your hood, man.
Let's go eat.
Let's do it.
That'll come up good, eh?